Hey guys, it's Andy here. As it's the festive season, in this video I'm going to show you 3 unique DIY ideas for Christmas wreaths. Okay, let's get on with it. First up, the candy wreath. Yum. So this one is really simple to make. Now you will need one of these styrofoam rings. You can get these from craft stores or online. I actually got a whole bunch of these for a few quid from Amazon. You're also going to need a whole bunch of sweets. In my case, I'm using enough candy to make your teeth disintegrate. As you can see, I'm using boiled sweets with plastic wrappers. I'm using mint humbugs, chocolate limes, and also a packet of fruit drops. The idea is pretty simple. I used a tiny bit of hot glue to attach each candy to the ring. So I began by attaching the sweets to the inside of the ring. As you can see, I positioned the candies kind of diagonally. Once that was done, I did the same thing on the next layer. Once I had the 2 layers, I then began sticking the humbugs straight up around the outside. There we go. I then simply added the chocolate limes in between. Food. I then positioned the coloured fruit drops to make it more festive. And that's the yummy candy wreath. Next up, we have the wreath made from string. So I figured out that you could make this using one of these rubber dinghy things. I also used 2 rolls of this cotton string. And to harden it, you're going to need Mod Podge or PVA glue. Now this gets pretty messy, so I decided to place down a bin liner. I then poured out the glue into a container, just around halfway up. I then filled the other half with water. Give it a good mix up, and you're basically looking for a kind of not too thick, but not too runny consistency. I then strung up the rubber dinghy so it's easier to work with. I completely submerged the string into the glue, making sure it soaks up as much glue as possible. I then began to wrap the string around the rubber dinghy. There was no particular pattern, just random crisscrossing. I made sure to resubmerge the string after every few passes to keep it soaked. After a lot of wrapping, I ended up using both coils of the string. Okay, looking good. I made sure to leave a space on the back where I could remove the rubber dinghy once it's deflated. Now, before I let the glue set, I decided it was best to give it another layer. Using a paintbrush, I basically just nuked it with glue. Now, I left this overnight and it had mostly dried. However, it can take up to 2 days depending on the glue. Once the glue was hardened, it was time to deflate the rubber dinghy. Now, all you need to do is unstick the rubber dinghy from the rope. Removing the rubber dinghy will take a little bit of effort, but it's not too hard. I ended up slicing through the rubber dinghy and then kind of yanking it out. There we go. Looks pretty cool. You can then add whichever festive decorations you want. You could even spray paint the rope or use totally different coloured rope, I guess. So that's one wreath made from rope. Now to make this miniature hanging ornament wreath. So to make this, you'll need some of these mini Christmas cookie slice thingamajigs. I got a couple of packs of these from a home accessories store for a few pounds. To make the wreath, I used a Tupperware lid just like I did in the ping pong ball video to guide the shapes into a ring. I simply stuck them together using hot glue. I'd recommend using something like Gorilla Glue for this project, as that would give a much stronger bond between the metal surfaces. Unfortunately, I don't have any at hand, so we'll have to stick with the hot glue. Play around with the pieces and see which ones slot in the best. And once it's complete, you'll have this cool reef-shaped festive ornament. Nice. You could hang it on the fireplace or the tree, either way it looks pretty cool. So there we have it, 3 DIY ideas for festive wreaths. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time.